If you clicked on this thumbnail, you probably want some drama, and I have that. I'm here to deliver. This video is all about brands I hate, and hate is a strong word. We'll maybe say strongly dislike, but that doesn't make for as good of a video title, right? I have my own reasons. They're different for not liking these brands, and I hope the brands don't take it personally. I mean, we all are different, and if any of these are your favorites, let me know in the comments why. Definitely don't feel like you should also dislike them just because I do. If they work well for you and they make your skin happy, go for it. These are in no particular order, let's just get started. Oh, and also one note. I don't really have anything to show you in this video because I don't really own these brands. Number one is Frudia, and I actually was so ready to love it. A few years ago, a lot of people were finding it in their local TJ Maxx and Marshalls, which are discount stores if you're not familiar. And I was so jealous because Frudia packaging looks amazing. It's bright colors, fruit inspired, just so pretty. And then one day, finally, my local TJ Maxx got some in. So I got it. I got a couple toners, my mom got a face cream, and I can't remember what else we got, but I feel like there was more than that. So I am not against fragrance in skincare. I know that some people are sensitive to it. I am not. But if you're going to put fragrance in skincare, please make it actually smell pleasant and decent. And that's not Frudia. No, their stuff is like a punch in the face. I had a blueberry and a pomegranate toner. I used one of them a couple of times, and the texture was good. It was not a bad toner. But the scent was so strong, it was overwhelming, it would give me headaches and it would linger. It was just horrible, completely took away from the whole experience. I didn't even open the second toner because I could smell it even with a little foil protector that they put over the dispenser. I could still smell this overpowering fake grapefruit smell. So I gave one toner to one friend with a disclaimer, the other toner to the other friend. They both coincidentally really liked it, so it could just be my problem, I don't know. And then I tried the cream that my mom had for herself, and I can't remember, it was some sort of citrus as well. Not good, same thing. And maybe it's effective skincare, I'm not sure, but I just can't get past the olfactory part of it to really appreciate any potential benefits. I can't use it, it's just not for me. I did recently get a couple more Frudia things. I have a cleanser that I haven't opened yet because I'm a little bit afraid. And then I got this hand cream. And this is actually not bad. It's still scented, but not horrible. And I don't mind it. It's fine. It's nice and nourishing and rich, but not sticky. So I've just used this for a couple of days so far. I don't have a review for it or anything, but not bad. So maybe it's just that line. That's the fruit inspired with the colorful bottles and the white lids. Maybe that's just the one that's bad. I don't know. But it kind of turned me off to the whole brand, to be honest. Number two is Asfolio. That's another brand that is very, very popular in the TJ Maxx Marshall stores. It's cheap. I think the cleansers are around $3 or so. They make sheet masks. They make lotions and sprays and stuff like that. So I don't usually ingredient shame, but a couple of their toners that I picked up as in off the shelf. I didn't actually buy them. When a product is supposed to be hydrating toner and one of the first two ingredients is a drying alcohol, for me that's a red flag. I don't mind some alcohol in skincare, it does serve a purpose, but when it's like the second ingredient, no thank you. And then I did buy their body cream and I could not finish it at all because it just smelled like vomit. I mean, it was like fruit with a little hint of vomit, and that hint of vomit just ruined it for me. And in general, I think these are cheap, but not because they're sold in a discount store, just because they're cheaply made. If you think about it, if something sells for $3 or $4 and that's still enough for the brand to make some sort of profit, how much did that cost to produce? Probably not the best raw ingredients. I mean, I don't know. And when people ask about, should I buy this in my group, Korean Beauty Fanatics, sometimes people will post a picture and say, this is my local TJ Maxx or Marshalls, should I buy it? I just always think, oh, maybe not that brand. Next one is Audrey and Young, and this brand just blows my mind. So the price tags are not cheap. I just looked it up on here. Their serums are $34, $35. The cleansing balm is $28. I had one serum. It was okay, or it was an oil serum. I can't remember now. but it had a yellow bottle, and for that price of $34, the bottle is as cheap plastic as you can get. I mean, not everything has to be glass, but I've had plenty of serums in plastic packaging that still didn't feel so cheap. And then their cleansing balm, I talked about this before, it's been in a couple of my fails videos. I muscled my way through it, but it smelled like shoe polish and insect repellent together. It was just horrible. It is absolutely horrendous. And again, I'm not against fragrance, but if you're going to put a ton of stuff in it, at least make it smell good. And they also have really shady marketing. That cleansing balm was full of essential oils and yet marketed for sensitive skin, and I just can't. I can't. And it was not good to use around the eyes either, because it was just so irritating in that area. But as far as taking care of other makeup on the face or sunscreen, it was fine, but still for $28, I definitely expect more. And it wasn't even a big jar. Like, no thank you. No. This one is a really big brand, and I expect some potential backlash from the viewer. I'll just remind you that this is my opinion, and if you love it, go for it. But for me, it's Wamisa, and I have a few reasons why I don't like them. The main reason is they're very inconsistent. Some of their products are okay, and then some of their products are just horrible. For example, their exfoliating pads were not bad, and they're actually pretty good to use on the body as well if you struggle with ingrown hairs and things like that. Their shampoos aren't bad. Their chapstick was, I mean, it could really work as a hammer because it is so hard. It's like there's no fat ingredients in it, just pure wax. If you were just to melt wax and shape it into a chapstick, that would be it. I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to go into too many details. Everything is very, very, very scented. I do like that they are environmentally friendly, or they try to be. Every product comes with detailed instructions on how to recycle, which parts of it and which parts cannot be recycled. Their design, their branding, the packaging, everything looks wonderful from the box to the bottle. They're pretty expensive, and again, just so inconsistent. I never know if I'm going to like or hate the product, but that's not even why I dislike the brand, I guess. I mean, it's the main reason, but I also have some personal reasons. For example, I feel like they're a little shady. They held a giveaway a while back last year, and in the giveaway it was just, this is how you enter, pretty standard stuff. So I enter and I win. After I win, they tell me that a review is required for the items. Well, I'm sorry, that's no longer a giveaway then, or if that's how you structure your giveaway, you should definitely disclose that. Then I have a product that just doesn't work really well for me. It's this cleansing oil. It irritates my eyes really bad. I talked about it in one of my fails and faves videos. It works fine for removing makeup from the rest of the face, but it just irritates my eyes every single time I use it. I posted a review about it. It was honest. I mentioned that, and the brand reached out to me, not saying like, hey, we hear you, or could you tell us more, or anything else. And I don't expect the apology from them, nothing like that. But what I didn't expect for them is to argue with me how it's not possible for it to irritate my eyes. Yes, it's possible. Even if you say your product is hypoallergenic, which I don't know if this one says it or not, we're all different. I fully admit that this could be an individual sensitivity. I fully admit that. That could absolutely be the case. It could work for 99 other people and not work for me. Yes, that's possible. But don't tell me that my review or my experience is not valid because you don't think your product could possibly irritate eyes. It can, and it does. And then we had a little thing with them where they asked me if they could use one of my product pictures. I said no, and they still used it. So that's been discussed and fixed, and it's okay, but well, it's not okay, but we dealt with it. But all of those things combined do not paint a good picture for me of the brand, and therefore I actually have a lot of their products that I'm slowly using and reviewing, and just very, very, very inconsistent. But if something is good, I'm honest, and I'll tell you that it's good. I don't have any reasons to be dishonest about the reviews just because maybe I don't agree with some of their marketing or some of their other practices, but it's just it's not something I wholeheartedly recommend to people like I do with some of the other brands. And the last one is probably not a very well-known brand. I've not seen people talk about it, but I've tried a few of their things, and it's EPL Do Glow. They have a really pretty products, but it's very gimmicky at the same time. So things have glitter and foil and it's unicorns, which I have no problem with any of that, but it's incredibly scented, has potentially irritating ingredients, just wasn't my favorite thing. So that's not something I am going to go out of my way to procure again. And with that kind of packaging that they have, I think it would make actually a really cool thing to like gift to a child or a preteen, because it's so fun, but only if it were actually gentle, the contents were, and they weren't in my opinion. So it's kind of a strange combination of this kind of childish packaging, which I don't have a problem with. I love a whole bunch of princess and unicorn stuff, but not if it's just going to also have a ton of fragrance and other things that could give a child or an adult a problem with their skin. That's all the tea I have for you today about that. Let me know in the comments what your experiences have been. And by the way, as far as unauthorized use of content, that has been happening so much to me lately. It is just crazy. I am so good at filing copyright reports on Instagram now. It's just insane. I actually have a highlight on my Instagram specifically step by step on how to file a copyright report because it's just so needed. I do have to give a shout out though to big brands that are honest, like Cosrx for example. They asked me if they could use one of my pictures. I think it was last year, maybe maybe it was in 2020. And I said, yes, of course, go ahead. But there are a lot of brands and shops out there that seem to think that taking your picture, putting it on their site or on their Instagram and just tagging you and giving you credit for it is somehow equivalent to having explicit permission to use it. And it's not. That's not the same. That is dishonest and that's theft. And content creators' pictures and work are not free stock photos. They just aren't. It always is better just to ask first, and I think a lot of us would say yes, and some would say no, and then if you hear no, you have to respect that. Thank you very much for joining me today. Hope you're having a lovely week. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog KBeautyHobbit.com, and in my Facebook group Korean Beauty Fanatics. I'll see you in my next video. Until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much. Bye.